Welcome to My ArundelBiz podcast, powered by Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation.
A podcast that celebrates the businesses and business owners throughout Anne Arundel County.
Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we are filled with the holiday spirit. This is our 5th holiday episode of My ArundelBiz podcast, and I just want to say we are filled with the spirit, as you can tell.
Yes, sir. Just like all of the past holiday episodes, we promise this one will ooze with holiday spirit. So without further ado, I'm very pleased to introduce our 2023 holiday season special guest, Ray Greenstreet, founder and owner of Greenstreet Gardens in Lothian. Ray, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't get the memo about the shirt.
Well, you got the hat.
I did get the hat.
You got
so
the red logo.
Good.
You got the hat.
Yep.
We're all good. So just to kick things off, if you could tell us just a little bit about your background and how you ended up starting Greenstreet Gardens in Lothian back in 2000.
So I've been in the green business, the greenhouse business all my life. I actually started as a yard boy when I was 13 years old over in Howard County. And I guess I was never smart enough to get out of it. And worked there for a long time through high school. And then right before I went to college, I worked for a big interior scaper over in Burtonsville, Maryland. Did a lot of work in D.C. Went away to college, got a degree in horticulture, and came back, worked for Ball Seed, who's one of the industry's breeder and really a worldwide broker. And then my wife, we moved up to Long Island, and I was a sales rep up there, and love Long Island. You know, always said I'd never move to New York, but I was wrong. We had a great place at the end of the island, and I was on the road, 6-7 days a week. And I promised my wife and our young kids that we would eventually come back to Maryland because our family and friends were here. And so I had an opportunity to buy. My wife and I bought a business, Windermere Greenhouses, which is down in Lothian, back in 2000, and we moved back. And we love being in Anne Arundel. We love Southern Maryland, and of course we love Annapolis as well. So we're super happy.
Awesome.
That's great. So now from your website and from your social media, we've seen that you guys have grown a ton. To be honest with you, I being outside of the county, people actually tell me and they hear about you guys a lot. And it's really because of your holiday display that, will be, you guys, YouTube, you guys will be seeing that. But I wanted to know what things do you guys grow and sell there now? So
right now, of course, it'll be poinsettias.
Right. Right.
So we grow really a seasonal grower is what they call us. So we're annuals, perennials, poinsettias, hydrangeas, all those types of things. We grow all that down in Lothian. We've got a large farm and production there. We also lease some greenhouses around the state in the spring. And you say, well, why are you diversified or why you do all these different things? But when I was a kid working in the greenhouse business, you were busy in the spring and busy at Christmas, but the rest of the year you didn't have much going on. Everybody got laid off. But, we have a lot of really good, talented employees and a lot of different backgrounds. And we need to keep everybody employed all year long, right? Because you can't, you let somebody go, you can't get them back because there's 10 other jobs waiting for them. So we diversified and really try to not get rid of all the peaks, but try to level it out. So that's one of the reasons we do a lot of different things. So we're in wholesale, in retail. We're also in live, small plants, starter plants.
Okay. So speaking to that, on the business sense of that, what are some of the highlights that you guys have that you can kind of provide us with business-wise and in your growth? Because to be able to retain employees, especially throughout the year in you guys' field, has to be amazing. So
one of the good things about horticulture or even agriculture is that it takes a whole team. So it takes you could have a PhD, but you could also have maybe somebody that's in high school working, or maybe somebody's a little bit handicapped. And, people don't think about it, but we get millions and millions of pots in the spring, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to put all those pots in a tray. You would think, you just don't think about it, right? And They haven't figured out a robot yet.
I was going to say a machine.
So
probably,
I bought one during the pandemic because I was worried, and it get a couple of pots, and then pots would go everywhere,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So we work with some of the different schools to bring people that want to have maybe a learning disability, that want to learn some job skills and things like that, retired people, stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads. We do have some robotics. We have what we call a transplanter now. It takes the small plants and puts them into the pots and things. And it didn't really replace anybody. It just made us more efficient, in that area, and allowed my team to do other things that I needed them to do that I couldn't get them to do before. Remember the I Love Lucy with the chocolate?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
yeah.
leaning.
The famous clip.
Right. Well, that's kind of what we do. We had a whole line for transplanting plants, and we're behind. You turn it up, and everybody's kind of leading. Well, now the transplanter does that. Looks like a Ferrari, and the thing is unbelievable. But it actually improves our quality as well because every plant gets planted exactly the same. And then different plants that have to be done by hand, or we do a lot of combination flowers and things. Those are all done, by our staff. So it's a win-win. Takes some of that machine takes some of the pressure off. But one of these days I will find a machine that can put pots in a tray. It sounds like ridiculous, but it's crazy.
they'll do everything, I guess. But I'm a little follow-up there. I'm curious. So about how much do you grow outside of greenhouses versus in?
So we're probably, and it depends on time of the year, but in the spring, we're probably 75-80% inside, and then outside. And then in the fall, we do a fall pansy, fall violas that you're seeing all over town. Everybody's planting them right now
Right.
to add a little color through the winter. And we do about 50-50 on that. But we grow everything from, small pot all the way up to large plants and perennials and things.
So we've asked this of a past podcast guest. I don't remember quite the number that it was, but it was definitely jaw-dropping to us. You have about an estimate of your SKUs of plants
So
through a year?
SKUs and retail, we have a POS
Right,
system.
you have retail too.
And we've got about 70,000 SKUs. But now that, you look at it and you're like, this is nuts.
Right.
We have a retail garden center in Alexandria that we started
Right,
12
right.
years ago. It was an existing facility. We're right in the middle of Alexandria, kind of zone for that. They would love to put a car dealership there, right?
Yeah.
And we've got a great team and great customers down there. But when I first took that store over, it's little, right? Tiny. We got no place, no backstock, no parking hardly. And I thought, well, we're going to get rid of the SKUs. Well, I think we've probably quadrupled the SKUs because, you can go from a small condo or something to Alexandria all the way up to an estate, and you have to have all
Right.
those pieces and parts to make it fit. But yeah, that's a fun store too.
Yeah, well, that's got to be great for just expanding your visibility and, market presence, because I would think a lot of people might go buy just a house plant there or something, and they're
Right.
like, oh, you could maybe also do our landscaping. And-
Yeah, so we do residential landscape, and then Greenstreet Growers, which is the parent company, feeds the commercial landscape or installers around the Delmarva area. So the malls and the hotels, and you walk up and you see the beautiful foliage or annuals or whatever, we're probably growing most of that. And so we truck ship to each job every day, and we do 2 or 3 big change outs a year. So.
Well, that's a perfect segue into the very reason you're here for this special episode. It actually started because I've always seen the beautiful flowers at Annapolis Town Center, where, I'm local, so I'm always over there, Whole Foods, Target, and actually one of our longest serving employee, Jill Seaman, shout out to Jill, who, she lives there now, so she's always talking about the beautiful landscaping and flowers. So anyway, as you said, you guys are actually the provider of those flowers, and I was there back in the fall at the Fall Fest and asked another shout out, Christy Swanson, their marketing director of the town center, where the pumpkins came from, which I think, how many thousand pumpkins were there?
Several thousand. We also gave them a bunch of pansies to plant in the pumpkins.
Right.
So we volunteered for for that, I thought, now how are we going to cut all these tops off and clean the insides out? Because they're not going to do that during the Fall Fest. But we came up with a system on the load and dock, and got them all done.
So, and she said they went within like 20
they
minutes
were
or
gone.
something like that.
Yeah,
So
that was the point.
Anyway, that all leads me to say she gave me the little not yet announced exciting news that you were going to have a pop-up shop there. And as Grayson said, you definitely want to watch this one on YouTube and Facebook, because we're going to flash some footage of that pop-up shop. And I know it just opened very recently, just a little bit before Thanksgiving. So if you could just tell us a little bit about kind of what the pop-up shop offers, why it's a must-see, and also just kind of how that partnership came about, with the town center.
So, we love Annapolis. This is where we come for pretty much everything. And, we work with Level Green to install all the flowers and the design, the hanging baskets and things that we do at the town center. And then we hooked up with Christy. She was great, and we got introduced through our landscaper. And she's like, can you help us with our Fall Fest? And we're like, sure, we'll be glad to. And it just kind of evolved, and we realized they had a little bit of space, not much, a little bit of space left over that they wanted to fill for Christmas. And she invited us up, and, I pictured this like unfinished space with the wires hanging everywhere and stuff. Right. But no, she gives us this beautiful retail space, and we were so excited to move in. And,
yep.
We've been up there we were up there most of October trying to get it merchandised and set up, and we opened, I think, 2 Fridays ago, and we're super excited to be there. And it's been a lot of fun you mentioned social media. How many customers that, follow us and support us actually, I'm going to go to Annapolis today, even though they were from South County. So,
right.
And also customers that, drive from Annapolis down to Lothian, which isn't a real far drive, but a lot of people think going to South County is like way away, but it's really not. We're like 15 minutes.
Yep. Right.
It's been a big support, and all the staff at Annapolis Town Center has been just phenomenal to work with, and very welcoming, and anything that we need. So we're excited to be there, and it's a little footprint of what we do in Lothian and Alexandria that we're bringing to Annapolis. We'll start bringing some, we've got foliage up there now and some house plants, but we'll start bringing in fresh poinsettias and some greens, and we're going to do a couple wreath making seminars in the town center, and really want to be part of the community. We started working closely with Annapolis a couple years ago. We started doing all the hanging baskets through the town. And
downtown as well.
Downtown, yeah.
Okay.
And working with the arts group and all those people. And we just converted this past year to I hate to say it, a self-watering basket, but it's actually a basket that holds like 4 gallons of water. So the baskets went crazy this year. Took a lot of the stress of the summer off, and they didn't have to water them quite as much.
How big are those?
So it's really a 22-inch basket. It's big because it's got this huge tank.
It's got a 4-gallon tank.
So, I was kind of like, okay, hopefully we don't pull any light post over, but
no hurricanes.
Because it's got some weight. But they've done really well. We do thousands of baskets through the Delmarva area. Some rotation down in DC. We do all the ones down at the bid and things, and it really adds to a community and to a town, right? Because it really focuses the boundaries of what's going on, and that business has continued to evolve and grow. We grow them all in Lothian, and we come up with the designs and sun, shade, what colors you might have involved, and so we've been trying to get closer to Annapolis, and the whole town center piece just really kind of fit right in.
As we were saying, that's obviously a win-win, because you guys are probably reaching some new eyeballs there, and the town center is, even on a short term, filling what would otherwise be just a boarded up
right
front
well,
facing.
not boarded up. I mean, there's a lot
window,
of that.
yeah, but
dark windows.
An empty spot. So that was a really cool partnership to hear about. And why is the holiday season also a kind of special time to make a trip down to Lothian and visit you there?
So we have a greenhouse and a gift shop there. Friday night, tomorrow night, we're going to have a big open house. We support the chamber, right, and we do a wine tasting fundraiser. All the local restaurants come in and give a taste. So it's a great night. It's like one of my favorite events that we do. You dress up a little bit, a little bit nicer maybe, and we have a photographer there, and you bring your wife or partner there, and have a little good cheer. It's a nice way to kind of kick off the holiday, and you'll see the poinsettias and all our different cool gift items and decorations. Christmas is really one of those holidays that it's kind of taste, feel, and also a lot of memories. So it's important for your family to continue to build those memories. So we have Santa Claus there. He comes right after Thanksgiving, and we actually answer every single letter that a child leaves for Santa, and we mail them from the North Pole.
I mean, we meet kids. Santa, it's an email type thing that goes on,
Right. They're Santa ambassadors.
Exactly, that's
so
what that is.
What it says, so the letters come back from the North Pole.
Thank
Wow.
you.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
And they're all stamped, and it's a neat process. So as long as we can read it, we can answer it.
Right.
So we're a big help for Santa on that. So it's important. Christmas has always been really special to me and my family, and it's just a nice way to build some memories. We do a large fall fest. We're open mid-September through the end of October, and that's a great family time. And it's important for agriculture and agritourism to get people out on the farm so they can see where things are growing and how they're growing, get some memories, take a ton of pictures. We tell everybody we'll come out and enjoy the day. We'll send your kids home tired and dirty, and we guarantee most of them will be asleep in the car before they get to 258. We do schools during the week. We actually have even schools that come from downtown Baltimore, which is a long drive on a yellow bus.
Yeah.
But those kids just love it. I mean, they bought 7 buses one day this year from downtown Baltimore, from Inner Center School, and the kids we have this shelled corn, right? We have these boxes, like a sandbox, but it's shelled corn. Yeah. So you can feel the dexterity, and the kids just drag your kids out of it.
Right.
And all these kids from downtown Baltimore, there's stuff in the corn in their pockets and in their shoes, take it back home, and they had a good time. But and then we do a lot of local schools. We do a little bit of education, try to teach kids about pansies and planting and stuff. But it's really to get out and experience.
Like you said, they'll all leave with memories, so that's great.
Now the thing about it is that in this world now, and especially coming off of the pandemic and where a lot of businesses have had to pivot and go online, and online is now the thing to do where you're shopping, and especially this time of year. Can you let us know just your take on why is it so important for people and for the viewers and listeners to shop local this Christmas?
It's one of my big things. Shopping local is super important. The dollars that you spend locally stay in your community. And that helps fund, the Boy Scout troop, or maybe your kid's baseball team or what have you. And I have a challenge for everybody that's listening today or viewing today. And if you can just take away half of the orders that you order from Amazon and go get those special gifts at the different garden centers and the small pop-up shops and all the other great shops that we have in town. And one, I think that gift means more to you and more to the person that you're giving to them. And you're keeping those dollars in the community, which is just so important. I travel around the U.S. and other parts of the world looking for plants and resources and things. In some parts of the United States you go to, it's all box stores. There is no mom and pops anymore, which is just, it's hard to believe, but it really is, it has happened. And I think we all understand why it happened with COVID. And we sell some stuff online too. Some days you need that gift card and you just need it kind of quick, and you forgot it's your mom's birthday and you got to get it, right? And that's fine, but, get out and visit. We've got great stores, and all through Maryland and also, in Virginia, and that you can go see some of these mom and pops and really, take a little piece with you.
Is that personal interaction that I think means so much, especially around these days where people are going to be going out and seeing their families. And, you know, especially after Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday where, you know, and then there's Cyber Monday, you know. But, I mean, you go out as a family and you're, you know, getting Christmas trees, getting, you know, a lot of different things just to, you know, do that and have that time together, which is always great to me.
Yeah, it's that, you know, it's that touch point, and moderation, you know, you do a little bit of both. I mean, you know, that's life. And a lot of people need some coaching in gardening, or, you know, maybe they're a new gardener. Or, so there's 21 million new gardeners since COVID. Okay?
Wow. That's a number.
Yeah. So now, you know, hopefully a lot of them stay in it. But the thing that's most interesting about that is the biggest increase was urban men. So our demographic for our industry has always been females from, you know, 30 and up, right? But a lot of the golf courses weren't open, and you know, a lot of people were concerned about the food, so a lot of people are now growing a lot of their edibles and things. So a lot of the guys and the dads discovered gardening and really fell in love with it. So the statistics are telling us that the reason they never really gardened that much was they just didn't think it was important enough to dedicate the time, their schedule. But that has completely changed. And, you know, gardening could be something as simple as a little succulent to some crazy plant, right? But once you get them in there and you get them successful, and it's really easy to be successful, you just have to be consistent. You know, maybe you're a heavy wooder, right? Maybe he's a little on the dry side.
Yeah.
So long as you're somewhat consistent, you got a pretty good shot of making it happen. And we've got some great new products and fertilizers and things that are very, you know, earth friendly and green friendly and organic and all those types of things. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on with the gardening world.
So whereas grilling was always the men's stereotypical gift, gardening's the new grilling. That's the.
So we have a grill outside. I mean, during COVID, that's what I had, built an outdoor kitchen, always one-on-one. But I got palm trees and flowers.
You can grill while you garden, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the perfect pairing.
And there's so many cool, you know, edibles and things. There's all kinds of new things coming out, and a lot of the breeders and things are really looking at what antioxidants and what things can they help enhance in the vegetable and world. They're even coming out with these little, I think they're calling them micros, but it's like a little tiny mini cucumber and a little tiny mini tomato and things, and a pepper that you could actually put on your table, and everybody picks their vegetable and put it on their salad.
Oh, geez.
Right? Or let's say you live in a little, you know, a small, you know, you don't have a lot of space, or maybe outdoor space. This is a perfect thing. So, you know, gardening is from A to Z, and the main thing is get out, touch the dirt, and touch the plants.
It's something to be said that you're actually eating the food that you grow.
Sure.
You know, that's just, you know, that's awesome.
You know, if you go to a store, you know, and you touch the tomato, and you know it's kind of thick and hard and stuff, they have to do that because they're shipping it across the country, right? Versus one that you get in your own backyard,
yeah,
right?
It's gonna be shelf life.
Yeah, or you know, or maybe a produce stand local or something. It just has a different feel and a different taste, and the sugars are all there, and you know, so.
Well, yeah, as Grayson was saying with the shopping local, I think it's obviously a somewhat expected answer from what you were just saying, but if you could just tell a little bit about kind of the added value of the experience when you're going, seeing something, picking it out, whether it's, you know, Christmas tree with your family, plant throughout the year, versus just clicking that button.
Yeah, so, you know, Christmas trees, they've been, you know, had the big recession, so that hurt the Christmas tree growers, and then COVID came.
Right.
So those guys it's still tight, you know, and you know, but that's an experience. You know, you get the kids out and you go out and pick a couple trees, and your mom wants, you know, this big fat one, and your dad wants a skinny one, and, you know, the kid likes this one with a big hole in it. You know, that's all part of the fun.
Right.
Well, you know, whether you go do a fresh cut or you go to, you know, a garden center and pick it out. But those are all those experiences. And finding that kind of special gift, you know, we got into pets, so a lot of the local pet stores closed. So everybody brings pets to the garden center, right? They bring the kids and the dog.
So you're
or they just
fully
bring the
dog friendly.
Oh, absolutely.
Put that out there.
And we've got some big dogs ourselves, and so we decided let's go into that world, and so we offer all different types of great products for your pets, and from food to treats and everything else, and it kind of works, and it's also that evening those humps out, because now you need the milk every couple of weeks. Well, now you need the dog food or the cat food every couple of weeks, and we get a couple footsteps back in the door. But I don't know about you, but I get excited when I give a gift to my wife or my family that I picked out. I was like, oh, that's perfect for my wife. Or she's going to love it, right?
You saw it and you thought of the person.
And you have to touch it,
Yeah.
Sometimes you order stuff online and comes and the wheel's not on, or it doesn't spin right, or
it just
doesn't
looks
quite
different.
look different. So, like I said, it's moderation for all of it. But remember, if you're going to go ask a small business for a donation, or we do, that's really one of the ways that we try to support everybody we can, whether it's a little school or baseball club or whatever, because I feel that that's giving back to the community, right? The community supports you. The retail side, the retail consumer has to support that store as well, and so it's good. It's good for the chamber. We work with the local Ruritan group, and they do the burger burn. Yeah. So we give them the spot. We do all the marketing and all that stuff, and then they're out there burning burgers for our Fall Fest. But 100% of that money that they raise, 100% of it, other than covering the cost of the food, goes right back into our local community, whether that's a scholarship or something else, or somebody needs a little help in the community, and that's what community is really about. And dogs, so we actually do a special couple dog weekends to bring them out to Fall Fest, and it brings a whole different demographic. So maybe they haven't had a child yet, right? Or they don't have any nieces or nephews, but they got a dog, and they're going to come to Fall Fest and have a good time, and a way to get out. So,
jeez. Well, so for a little specific on the trees, I think Bree, who I met back when the pop-up shop opened, I think she mentioned one cool thing about you guys is all your trees, they're not netted up, so you can actually
we open them
see
up
fully what they look.
Down in Alexandria, when I took over that store, they did a great job with Christmas trees, and it's kind of like an old Christmas in Alexandria, right. But we put all the trees in stands, we fill them up with water, we got rows, and here's all your nobles, and here's your Frasers, and your Turkish, and then you just go out there and have a good time, and you're not buying it wrapped up on a pallet, and plus it's also good for the tree because we can rehydrate it before you take it home. We put a fresh cut on them, super important to put a fresh cut when you get home, and make sure they don't. The biggest thing with a fresh cut tree in your house is not to let it dry out.
Right.
In the first week or so, it's taking a lot of water because it's warm now. All of a sudden, it's taking up moisture. Make sure, put some money in your family on it. We add a little Prolong or something into it, a tree preservative, and they'll hold up just fine. And having that nice, fresh smell in your home, and there's different, there's some have a lot, some don't. We also, if you want, we can actually leave the stand on. You take the tree in the stand, you walk in the door, and you put it down, you're done, add some water, and get decorating. Man. So it's a fun time. We do a lot of different wreaths. We bring some beautiful wreaths out of North Carolina that are boxwood wreaths, and we make a lot of our own wreaths from our farm. We actually go out and you come to the farm and say, well, I have so many magnolias and things on the farm. Well, we're cutting it for our live wreaths, and we do a lot of that. And
nice.
So it's quick though. You go from fall to Thanksgiving, and shoo.
Yeah.
And we're on that sled right now. We're rolling.
Well, picking out the tree always makes me think of A Christmas Story and that scene where they go get the tree. But we probably can't include that clip in this because I think we get some copyright lawyers on us. But
well, I'll tell you another funny thing about Christmas trees. So we have a lot of customers that come in from DC. So they actually rent like a little zip car.
Oh,
and they zip the car over to Alexandria, put a tree on, right? Of course, the zip car is a little, they put this big tree, then they go back to DC, and you live out here in the country or in this area out here, and you don't think about it.
Just throw it in the truck.
Exactly. Yeah, you just don't think about it.
Right. Yeah. There's probably some funny stories and photos of that. But
Oh, there are, I'm sure.
yeah.
So,
Well, so after hearing about, and as viewers are going to seeing how cool everything is down in Lothian, out in Alexandria, and then the pop-up shop, I can promise you that Grayson and I will be probably returning to those to do some of our holiday shopping.
Absolutely.
So this is, I think, I can make this promise, the very hardest question of the episode. What are just a few of your top must-see and maybe must-buy items of this year? Maybe a few of those cool little men's gardener gifts.
yeah, so we work with some local artists, so we have a lot of their products.
Okay.
So those are kind of cool because you're not going to find them
Right.
many other places. We also work with a Providence Center, which is right up here in Annapolis, and we support them. So we've got some beautiful pottery and different things from them. And then, we send a team out in January because that's when you have to start buying and looking for Christmas. And, there's just all different types of things that we get. We do try to have, gifts from, the kids all the way up to the dads and the moms and grandmothers and
And the
things.
dogs, obviously.
And now the dogs. Yeah, we got plenty of, the dog is going to, so I have a big Rottie and I have a beautiful golden retriever, and they are the best fed dogs in Lothian, probably the best fed dogs in Maryland. So you get to test all the new foods and, and things that come out. They're not overweight, but they definitely.
Hey, you don't have to pay them. So
they definitely have a beautiful coat, but we get good feedback.
It's a good trade-off.
We try not to bring anything, from China or anywhere. We want to bring, things that are made in the U.S. and that we know that are true and healthy for your pets, because it's important. Your pet's a big part of your family, and the healthier life that you can provide them. And I keep thinking about doing a video. My wife thinks I'm nuts, but I make my dog and they eat a little bit of raw, and I put some carrots and a few blueberries in their bowl every morning, and they just go bananas. And they eat a few bananas too.
Yeah,
by the
bananas
way.
too.
So, but anyway, but no, it's good, and we appreciate everything Anne Arundel County has done for us, through the ag community and what they've done, and county council and everybody else for Anne Arundel. It's agriculture is the number one industry in Maryland, and we want to keep it that way. And it's it's important. It's important for the kids to know where food and things come from, and how to garden, and how to enhance your lifestyle. So remember, every dollar you put in your landscapes immediately comes back in the value of your home.
So to wrap things up, you are a great example of a very successful businessman and business in Anne Arundel County. I do want to know, though, with this time of year, with everything going on, with all the stuff, because, I know you guys are busy, all of that, what are some of your top tips for business owners to kind of relax this year?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
You got to start at the top. Like I said a little earlier when we were talking before this, that you really have to start at the top and you kind of work it. And you ever watched Apollo 13, and that guy goes, okay, this is all the stuff we got to get these astronauts back, and work it. Just work the issue. Things happen, somebody wrecks a car, or somebody drives through your door, or, there's a million things. The heater doesn't work. And if you're going to be a business person, you have to understand that. You also have to understand the community, and also you have to understand the government in your community, so that you can work with it. But you just get up every day and pull your shorts up and your pants on, and one step at a time, and you just keep working at it, and it will get better. 3 o'clock in the morning, all the boxes are going off in my head, and I get in the shower and relax a little bit.
Yep.
Take a breath, go for a walk,
Yep.
and you'll get it done, this morning I had a customer call from Alexandria. She got to the store early, for some reason our cashier wasn't on and didn't treat her the way she thought she treated. And, I say, this is probably not politically correct, but step in front of the bullet. I'm like, I'm sorry it happened. Did you get your soil? And she's like, no, I just left. I'm like, well, where do you live? She's like, right down the street. I'm like, all right. 5 minutes later, I got a bag of soil delivered to our house.
Right.
And, you have to take care of it. You can't run and hide. And I try to teach our young people and people on our staff, it is customer service, and just fix it. It's not brain surgery. It's plants and farming and agriculture. we can fix it, and sometimes customers come in like, oh, that plant died. Well, you're looking at it, they didn't water it for 2 weeks. It's been 100 degrees.
Right.
Give them another plant, give them a little advice, fill this up every day and dump it on there, and give them a recipe. This is a recipe for success. And I tell our customers and our employees, success grows here. And I don't want a one-time, customer. I want somebody that comes back every year, and every year their knowledge grows, right? You can go buy an iPad. As long as you got it charged and you got it Wi-Fi, that sucker's going to run, right? So it's super easy. Plants and other things are a little bit harder, but we need to give them all the parts and pieces. So whether you're a bakery or a restaurant or what have you, and I love to eat, and go to a lot of local restaurants and try to make sure that, give them a little feedback in your customer, in your chamber, so that customers keep coming back.
Right.
All of us make a mistake, but get out there every day, just keep working at it, and put a good day's effort in. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
That's powerful. 'Cause
absolutely.
What we keep here, keep your customers happy, because A, like you said, they'll keep coming back, and B, they're the ones that are going to spread the word about where to go to get your plants.
Or worse yet, where not to go.
Well, that too. Yes, exactly.
Or if you have a bad meal or what have you.
And as we keep going back to, they can, if the power of social media, they can put it out there, whether it's good or bad. So it's definitely powerful.
But we like to have feedback. It's good to get feedback from customers, and maybe some things that you like or don't like, or things that you can't find that, we try to find for you. And
Well, speaking of that, just to close up, if you could remind everybody that's viewing or listening where they can find Greenstreet online, and also social media to keep up with everything you got going on and everything that you're offering.
So we're all over, of course, the social media, Facebook and Instagram and things. Our website is greenstreetgardens.com.
Yep.
And our wholesale is Grow Greenstreet. And if you go there, you can pretty much get over. My wife and Bree, you mentioned my wife Stacy, she does a great job. And 2 o'clock in the morning, she'll be ribbing me in the bed saying, "Oh, somebody just put this question up." We have in the dirt is our email for questions and stuff. And I'm like, I'm answering a hydrangea question at 2 o'clock in the morning. But, she does a great job with it. Bree does a great job with it. And then we have a lot of our staff. We use Slack, so we post a lot of information up there. It's a way we have 175 employees across the company.
Geez.
So it's a way for us to really communicate, and we encourage all of our customers and our employees to put a lot of photos up on Slack, and then we can use them for social media and stuff. And, it's super important. It's important, and just how powerful that tool really is. So.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us again for this awesome fifth holiday season episode.
Awesome. Yep.
And just for people, another plug to make sure you view this one. We're going to close up and say happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy all the holidays.
We'll be lit up all year. Look at us.
We hope it's a beautiful one to you and yours.
Thanks for listening to and learning about another great local business on the ArundelBiz podcast.
As a reminder, you can watch this episode, past episodes, and all upcoming episodes on YouTube and Facebook, or listen to them wherever you get your pod. And last but not least, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay up to date on the latest business and economic development news, events, and opportunities in Anne Arundel County and beyond.